This is Spencer, also known as Nitro, but Discord doesn't want him using that name anymore, so right now he's just Spencer. And in his hands are the DK Bongos. Now, Spencer and I met online back in 2020 after he made a video about how much he loves me. And 3 years later, he finally flew all the way across the country to deliver these DK Bongos to me. Oh yeah, and we like hung out a little bit too. But you know, as soon as he left, you better believe I lost some self-control and just had to start banging those bongos. So, from my understanding, back in like 2003, Nintendo said, hey, we don't really like the Donkey Kong Country series anymore, so we're just gonna utterly disgrace its name with big booty ass bongos, and goddamn, I'm so glad they did. These are the funniest things I've ever seen. I make guttural chortles every time I look at them, and banging them frantically gives me the euphoric sensation of being a special problem child again. I mean, just think about how crazy it is that we went from this to this. I'm just gonna give another example so you understand where I'm coming from. This to this. The first game to support the bongos was Donkey Konga, which is like a rhythm game. It's not a really good rhythm game. It's pretty self-explanatory. You either bonk one bongo or the other, or both, or neither, and you can just clap, you know? Sometimes the bongo microphone picks up my table rattling and registers that as a clap, so, you know, that's fine. The sound selection is pretty dope, not gonna lie. We got some bangers here, like Ditties Ditties, which is one letter away from being something sexual. It goes pretty hard. I like the part where, yeah, that. I found a really bad rendition of the DK rap, and then I discovered both the Kirby Right Back At Ya theme song, which, by the way, you don't need the bongos to know that this is a certified hood classic, along with the Pokemon theme song, and I just couldn't help myself. I had to sing along, you know, self-control issues. Pokemon! Then I found a pretty terrible rendition of We Will Rock You. I'ma be honest, Drake and Josh did it better. And after 100% clearing that song like the absolute godly figure that I am, my ego became so inflated that I realized this game was simply too easy for me, and I would need to jump to a more sophisticated rhythm game to satiate my prowess. So I did what any sensible person would do and took out Donkey Konga 2. This is basically the same game, but with a vastly updated song roster. We got songs like, and more of. Discovering an all-star cover was the highlight of my experience here, and it was then that I noticed the nonsensical background that pans throughout your bongoing experience. Like, where the hell are we? What is this place? As I attempted to go gorilla mode, I found out that my reputation as a Donkey Konga master was just not being appreciated here as it rightfully should. So I settled for chimp mode instead.
She called me Mr. Bombastic, called me fantastic, pat me on the back, she says I'm Mr. Roll.
Yeah, finishing that song nearly killed me, so I decided to retire my legacy and move on to Donkey Kong Junglebeat, the last of the 3 DK Bongo games to be released in North America. So basically the deal with this one is that one day the Super Mario Galaxy devs got really high and made a platformer exclusively using the bongos. Now, unfortunately, I don't own the Gamecube version, so I had to make do with using the Wii Remote and Nunchuk as makeshift drumsticks for the bongos. You know, I had to keep the immersion somehow. Anyway, this did not work as well as I thought it would. The bongos wouldn't register, my hands were starting to cramp up, my arms were getting tired, the brain damage was getting a little concerning, and the will to live was greatly diminishing. Next thing you know, impulse took over, I just couldn't take it anymore, and I had to dispose of the source of my trauma. I give him an 8 out of 10.
Okay.